Hey guys, everyone, and welcome back to 360 Sports. Today we're talking Formula One. I'm your host, Marina, and I'm here with Tristan, Jason, and Steven. Guys, it's been since April 17th since we talked F1 on 360.
It's a shame.
It's true.
I want, very quickly, rapid fire, one word to describe the season since then.
Unpredictable.
Fantastic.
Incredible.
Excited. All right, let's get straight into our headlines. Fernando Alonso just announced by the team he is feeling unwell and will not take part in Media Day today in Mexico. But they also said that he won't take part in FP1 tomorrow, which means Felipe Drugovich is in the car. What do y'all think?
I mean, great opportunity for him. I mean, you know what it means when an F1 driver gets sick, right? He's gonna win.
Well, yeah, we're going to go back in time.
We're like
So,
for three.
We're like 3 for 3.
That's true.
So he's winning next week.
Yeah.
What number
Brazil.
33?
Fernando Alonso Masterclass.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
man.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
opposed.
You see, sometimes drivers, I've heard that they'll use excuse of being sick during media days to just get on media duties.
Oh my
Right,
God.
but he's
That's a
actually
max
missing
move.
FP1.
But he's missing FP1, which means this is probably serious. And last time somebody got replaced, what was it? I remember.
Carlos Sainz.
Carlos Sainz in Jeddah.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
And that
was
went
super
pretty
last
well.
minute. That was
Yeah.
super well for Ollie Behrman. But I also want to point out two things. Firstly, this is his 400th race, so I don't think this is the way he wanted to start the weekend.
No.
It's okay. It happens.
Also, Felipe Drugovich is still in that discussion for the Audi seat.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this could potentially play out. Is this
It would
like
be
an
an
audition?
interview. Yeah,
is this an
audition.
audition?
It could be.
For the
Same
Audi
thing
seat?
happened with Ollie Behrman. I mean, look, he's got a seat with
With
Haas
Haas.
now.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
absolutely.
we'll see.
We'll see how far
Nick
he goes into the
DeVries.
weekend.
Yeah.
too.
The only thing I would argue against it is because of Nick DeVries. Nick DeVries kind of ruined it for everybody. He literally
Wow.
just...
Nick DeVries ruined a lot of things for a lot of people. Let's be honest here.
Hey, wait, we don't want a young town anymore. Get these young kids out of here.
He's not young. He's older than
Well,
that.
yeah, it's true.
He's
It is
28.
true. He was playing a little,
So-
he's a little deceptive.
Anyways, let's move on to our second headline. So this is a big one. This is not my words, okay? Alan Prost has commented on Lando Norris. He just basically said that Lewis Hamilton could go on track and he could win a world title.
Easily.
That's it. As easy as that.
Yep.
Lando Norris needs, and I quote, he needs the best car and team orders to fight for the title, and even then he would still fail. He is useless.
Phew.
Not my words. Not my words.
Whoa.
Alan Prost, 4-time world champion.
That's the face of someone I don't trust right there. What? I tell you what.
This guy beat Ayrton Senna in
was
equal
gonna say.
machinery, so I
And
feel like
Helmut
we have to
Marko
give something
Helmut Marko has a
there.
doctorate when we don't still like him. I mean, come on.
That's true.
I like him. I think he's
No,
hilarious.
he's one
Do
of
you
the
trust
guys-
his word? I mean, come on now.
No, I don't. I do not trust
Case
his
in
word.
point. Case in point.
I trust all of what he said up until that last 2 words.
I mean,
He's
You know,
useless.
there are drivers that need the right car, right team. Like Jenson Button needed that. Jack Villeneuve
Yes.
needed that. Arguably, Damon Hill needed that.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it plays out. I just think it's too early.
That's what I'm saying, though. Is
Yeah.
that's why I
Yeah.
don't think he's useless. I don't think, Jenson Button's useless.
Yeah.
But
No.
God forbid that combination comes together, then it could work out really well.
And
for
also,
Lando
breaking
Norris,
news:
you know?
everyone can't be Max Verstappen. I hate to say
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Like
Very
Nick
true.
Saban ruined it for everybody.
Exactly.
Max Verstappen's ruined it for everybody.
Exactly.
too.
That's
Tom Brady
where-
ruined it for everybody.
See, that's where I disagree with him. For the main point of what he said, that's where I disagree. Is Lando Norris is not useless.
Yes,
Lando Norris is
yeah.
a great driver. There's a reason he's at McLaren. There's a reason he's doing pretty well and still being able to put the fight to Max Verstappen. However, it is true that he needs the best car and team orders to take the fight to Max Verstappen. Just
Right
like you
Yeah.
said,
Right now.
not
Right
everyone
now.
can be
Right
Max
now.
Verstappen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
So-
now. We're all talking about this a million times. He's learning how to win, okay? So
Yeah.
is McLaren. He may not be new to the sport, but he's getting used to the success. He's got to learn how to do things right here.
Oh.
So,
I don't know if I agree, but I think that an F1 driver should come in ready to win.
Well, heck, you could even look back on 2021 when it was a knife fight between Lewis and Max. Max and Lewis had very comparable cars, and, it was, very comparable in that way. And then Lewis's car went off.
Whoa,
Whoa,
hot
hold
take.
on. Hot take? What do you mean? There's a reason why it came down to
Mercedes
the
was
final
better.
race of the season.
Mercedes had a way better
Yep.
car.
I disagree. I think
I don't-
Max
I
had
don't
the
think
pure
you know-
talent
you know
over
car.
Lewis. Huh?
I don't think
You don't know
car.
ball. I mean, you don't know cars.
Don't know ball.
You don't know
know
car.
car. I know wheel. Okay. I know how it works.
It's
no
round.
vroom vroom.
It's something round. So
How many
it
lug
goes in
nuts?
circles, How many lug nuts? 1, baby.
Perfect.
Yep. Okay. Absolutely. Come on now.
Yeah, but yeah, everybody needs.
it
Every
takes
world
learning.
champion needs the best, or at least one of the best cars. To
Yes. Everyone has a learning curve as well, I would
Absolutely.
argue. Lando's finally in a car where he can win races.
yeah.
You know
Also,
what I mean?
would be curious. What do you think Lando would do in Max's car?
That's a good
Nothing.
question. Yeah.
Nothing. That is crazy.
I think
Max's car is not
okay,
that good.
Max's,
Right.
okay, it depends which Max's car you're talking about. Because at the
The
beginning of
current
the
Max
season, I
car.
think that he would have been on the podium consistently. I don't know that he would be like winning races like Max was, like 7 races at the beginning of the year. I don't think it would have happened. However, the car that he has now, I think he'd be lucky to finish in the points.
Sure.
Wow.
Man. Okay.
Max is salvaging P5s at like P3s.
We are seeing-
defending for his life using every piece of the rule book he can, and we'll talk about this in a bit. But
Yeah. We are seeing a superhero effort. I will agree with that. Absolutely.
yeah. With that said, last weekend F1 raced in COTA for the second of 3 races in the U.S. and it was a sprint weekend.
Indeed.
So we're gonna kind of recap the weekend by blind ranking 5 overtakes or battles from COTA.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
Sounds good to me.
Let's see
look
what
at
we
the
got
first
here.
one. The sprint
Ooh,
race.
that was, this whole battle was
Ferrari.
good. I mean, shoot.
I was stressed the whole time. I was like
Jason was texting in the
screaming.
group chat like, "Oh my God, no!
Tell
What's
us about
happening?"
P4 in the sprint race was.
Decide who's quicker.
I'm sure Fred Frizzell was losing his mind watching this, too.
100%.
Yeah.
Ripping his hair out.
Where do we
Oh, it's
rank
such a
this?
thing of beauty.
1 to
was
5.
so
How
good.
does this
If
I
rank?
want the Ferrari man's take first before we get into it.
I gotta go 2.
You going 2?
Yeah, I was thinking
2?
top 2 at least.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wow, we
Yeah,
got 2
especially
twos
for
over
just
here.
basing on this race alone, that's got to be top 2.
What do you think, Marina?
Based on the sprint race,
Yeah.
probably 2. Based on the whole weekend, because this is the whole weekend,
I was going to say
probably 3 or 4, yeah. Are you going 2 or 3?
Oh.
2.
All right, we can roll
Yeah.
with 2.
2.
I think
Okay, we can roll with 2.
That's
That's fine
fine.
with me. All right, next up. Also sprint race.
Oh, it's the 2 dorks.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, man, that reminds me of someone.
Mid-pack madness.
my favorite part is this that's getting cut off. Man, that AlphaTauri is an idiot.
Oh, man.
First of all, it's not an AlphaTauri anymore. Second of all, I thought that was pretty great from Liam Lawson.
It's the rookie,
The
Fernando
rookie
Alonso.
versus literally the most experienced guy on the
That's not
grid.
McLaren.
That's an Esteban Ocon orange car.
Under disguise.
Double overtake.
You see,
Yeah,
this
that was
didn't,
pretty sick, too.
this didn't last as long
Yeah, that's
as
the
the
thing.
Ferrari battle, and
Yeah.
it wasn't as stressful for me. But it didn't last as long, so I have to rank this lower.
But it was such a
Yeah.
headline. It can't be 1, obviously.
I
but
think
like,
it's 4 or 5.
it was such a
Yeah.
fun
I put it
headline on the
4.
weekend.
Let's
though.
go 4.
I
You
go
going
4.
4? All right, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Okay, next up,
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Charles
Okay.
Leclerc.
No, see, this is the one that should have been
Fourth.
penalized.
Okay, we need to talk about this. We need to get this out there.
Look at that, pushing him wider off the track.
How is that a
could he?
penalty?
He
That
pushed
is
him off
not
track.
a penalty.
He pushed him off track. It's as easy as that.
That is not a. He
No
was ahead
rule
of
at
the
all.
apex.
Look
It
at
doesn't
that.
matter.
I don't care. He
The
still
way
pushed
the
him
rules,
off.
we're going to talk about this twice. The way the rule is written means that if he's ahead at the apex of the corner, which is the mid corner, he has the right to take the corner whichever way he wants to. He can go all the way out wide if he wants to,
Which is silly.
which is the way the rule is written.
It's still
You can't
silly.
penalize something for
It is a
not
silly
being
rule.
written. Like that's
I give this a 5.
Whoa.
Sebastian
Whoa.
Vettel.
I give it
Yeah,
a 5.
Okay.
a number 5.
I give it a 5.
it's a
But it was such an
5.
important
So we have
moment.
two
Just
and
because-
four.
there's
The
a
other
more
thing is,
important
I know
too,
what the most important one is, obviously.
This
Just
has to be
just
5.
because he pushed him wide doesn't
man.
mean it's a good move. I mean,
I'm just curious what 3
Well,
would
the
be
move
then,
is
because I
though
feel like an 1
the
would be.
move is not the max move.
well, still,
it's Charles
that's
Leclerc.
just taking
He
that's
won.
just taking advantage of bad driving.
You got it. All right.
That's all that is.
I don't want to
So
give this
five?
a 5. We're giving it a
5.
5.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
like
taking
5.
it's taking advantage of bad driving. That's
kinda
all
But
like
it
that could
is.
have eventually been, and
Rock,
obviously
paper,
as we
scissors,
know the
right now.
rock paper
What?
scissors, 1 round. Rock paper scissors shoot. Boom, we win.
Three
So
it
3,
is.
3.
All right, 3 it is.
Bang.
All right, next.
Man,
Franco Colapinto
Ooh,
and
I
Fernando
like this
Alonso.
one.
It was a clean move. It's very
This is
clean.
so
so
clean.
clean.
But they kept fighting it
Just a
out.
couple of rookies getting it done.
Like rookie. Where did the rookies
He's
come
old
from?
enough to
Fernando
be his
Alonso
dad.
rookie right there.
Oh yeah.
He's old enough to be his dad.
He
It's
is.
true.
But this
He
is
is
why
true.
the last one should have been 5, because this is like 10 times better.
You think this is better than Charles?
disagree.
I disagree.
Yeah,
Well, because
Charles
Charles-
took
I
advantage.
disagree.
Clearly,
I
clearly we're on
want
the
to put
same
it better
page
than
here.
Charles. I want to put it ahead of Charles.
I think it was a great move. I think it was very late though.
It won't be
very
1.
late.
Because I
Yeah.
think we all know what 1.
Yeah.
It could be 1 or 5, depending on how you look at it.
If the one that I'm
I'm still
thinking
willing to
of
put it
is
at
still in
5.
remainder,
I
then
mean-
I gotta put this at 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has
Okay.
to be,
Yeah.
even though
Yeah.
it's a very good fight. So
Yeah.
we're going 5 on this
5?
one.
Yeah.
Okay. 1.
Yep.
Max.
Yeah.
This is a negative a million right here.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
We could do a whole show for about 4 hours long on this incident right here.
Right.
See, Max has wheel knowledge. So he knew the rule book
This
of
is a big
when
brain
to
move.
make the
Yes.
move.
But George
Yeah.
got penalized for the same thing.
No, he did not.
Yes.
No, he did
Yes.
not. No, he did
Yes.
not. Okay, I
Gotta
need
keep
to
an eye on
address
you two
something.
after the show. There might be some
I need
punches
to
thrown.
address something to every F1 fan.
Public
ever,
service
right?
announcement.
It does not matter what happens at the end. What happens at the beginning is what matters.
It's true.
George got penalized because he wasn't ahead at the apex and then pushed a driver off the track and took the position. That's why George got penalized. Max didn't get penalized because he didn't overtake off the track. He was ahead at the apex, kept the position, went off track.
First of all, where's the apex here?
I'll
Is it
tell you where the stewards
getting
think the
technical
apex
with
is. It's
Show me where the apex is right now.
You can't. It's coming up.
Yeah.
It's
there.
a bollard
And
right there.
Lando
Yeah.
still had the lead.
No, he didn't.
Where do you
I
see
freeze
that?
Okay,
framed it.
let's take this
I
back.
freeze framed it.
Ahead.
Right there.
That's the apex. Right
He
there.
was ahead.
What was right there? The pass where he passed him?
Yeah.
Right.
No, he got him back.
right before. I will tell you. Steven said, Tristan said it was a dive bomb on the podcast.
It is.
It was a dive bomb, but
But
he
it's
was
a smart
ahead.
dive
It
bomb.
was
It wasn't
smart.
bad.
Listen, you said it right to begin this conversation. It was a technical dive bomb. It was smart. He knows wheel. Okay.
Yeah.
Max Verstappen
Yeah.
knows
Yep.
wheel. So
The question is, I mean, I'm sure Max did it
was
on
ahead.
purpose, but imagine he didn't do it on purpose.
Max
Definitely
was
did it
ahead.
on purpose.
He
He
knows. He
knows.
totally did. 100%.
He knew exactly what he was
Yeah.
doing. It's the what
Right
the, and
there.
what
Again,
got
if-
me is the fact that all of the British biased commentators said this was a penalty as soon as it happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's definitely a penalty.
Again, Max also knows that this is not a fight against, like, if that was the Ferrari, for example, he's probably not making that move. This is a fight potentially for the championship. This is against his closest rival in
Absolutely.
points for the championship.
In-
So
I will say too, Lando could have been a heck of a lot more aggressive in that corner.
Absolutely.
True. Yeah, again,
I
I
think
think we
that's-
talked
he
about
left
that. He
the
could have
door
been
open.
wider, could have definitely done
Well,
the.
you could have closed the door.
could also close the door, yeah.
Absolutely.
But would he have
Easily.
made the corner, though? Then I don't know. But
I don't know.
I think he still would have.
potentially.
Yeah.
I think Max would have hit him, and then would have been his fault anyway.
I'll tell you what, man. The knife fights between these two guys all seasons have made this very entertaining.
This
Go
kind
all
of
the way
gave me
back
like
to
Austria
with that. Yep.
flashbacks without
Yep.
the actual
2019.
collision.
Yeah, I bet you if
Precisely.
Lando closes the door, we would have had a repeat of that.
Precisely.
Absolutely. But I think that's what all of the commentators right now and all of the F1 critics are talking about is
Yeah.
Lando Norris is so aggressive. It's
Yes.
not aggressive enough, sorry.
Yeah.
Max is very aggressive. Within right now at least within the rules.
Yep.
He didn't used to be. He crashed a lot, but now he's cleaned up his act. He's within the rules. And Lando's not being aggressive enough. He's not taking advantage of every
I
inch of the
agree.
rule like
I
Max
agree.
is.
Yep.
That's going to make the difference. I mean, we talk championship-wise, Max pulled out 5 more points. If Lando wants to win this championship by 1 point, he has to outscore Max by 11.5 points at every race this season.
Yeah, it's a tough deal.
Could happen.
There you go.
So,
You know?
also, as per Christina, because she'd kill me if I didn't say this, Charles Leclerc can still mathematically win the championship.
You can.
So, put that out there.
Yeah.
It is a numbers game.
It is a numbers game.
I'm not a math guy, but it is possible.
All right, let's move on to our next segment. Now, last week, the FIA announced they'd be removing the fastest lap point from 2025 onwards, or at least for the 2025 season. There's been so many changes. That's not even the only one. We have a lot of pit lane stuff that they've been looking at. So we are going to go to the board and pick one F1 rule that you would want to change.
Yes.
Excellent.
I think
What we got first?
Jason is first.
Oh,
Jason.
awesome. All right, so I would want to ban the traffic light system at pit
Ooh,
stops.
I like that.
What F1 used
Yeah.
to have was this guy called the Lollipop Man that would hold like a stick in
NASCAR
front of the
style.
car with a
Mr.
stop
Lollipop
sign
guy.
Yeah.
before releasing them. Now the traffic lights are mostly automatic. So as soon as you get done like fastening all the wheel nuts, automatically goes green and releases the car in the pit lane. There's overrides, but they usually fail. And then this causes unsafe releases where a car goes into the pit lane and crashes into another car, which we see way too often. So I think we need to bring back the people, the Lollipop Man specifically, to the pit
Love
stop.
Lollipop.
I
I
love the
believe we have a
name.
photo of the Lollipop Man.
The
do
name
we?
is great. I don't.
No.
I
like that it's his
anyways,
official
this
name.
guy,
It
he
is
would
his
have
official name.
a big lollipop sign to hang right in front of Max Verstappen's face and then release it, let him go.
Bada bang.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it would certainly solve the issue, but I think it is kind of a step backwards, is it not? Like, in terms of
I mean, I guess you're reintroducing human
You're
error into it.
reintroducing-
Yeah,
Humanity,
you're
yeah.
introducing
Exactly.
human error.
Then
but
again, it's coding.
the
so it's
traffic
still
lights
human
have
error.
those
That's the
too.
point, though.
So-
Sports is supposed to be
That's
human
true.
error.
Yeah.
Either way, it's gonna
Exactly.
be human error.
yeah,
like it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I like this one. This
That's
is
one of
an
my favorite things
interesting
in
one.
NASCAR when they have the light up ones.
Yeah.
All
And he
right,
also
Steven.
customized
Oh,
it.
Steven.
baby, man, we've been talking about
Your
this
turn.
all day.
Oh, he's cooking something up here.
Oh,
God,
we are
We've
indeed.
been talking about this all day.
Show me the money right here. Come on.
Show me the money.
Ta-da! So, I mean, we were just talking about this, whether this was a bad move or not, whether this is the right rule, but I want to change that for the better. we are gonna make this NASCAR rules. We're
Boom.
gonna make this no tires can go off.
Yes, sir. Give me some of that.
Just like that. I think that's not gonna be just better for the safety, but it's also going to induce better racing. It's going to make people race each other a lot harder. We're going to see a lot better moves. And I think it'll be better for the cars because, I mean, if you go over the track limits and stuff like that, you got marbles, you got the rumble strips to deal with, you got all sorts of stuff to deal with. So
Now, I will say that Formula One does kind of pride themselves on this outside track limits. That's what they do.
Exactly.
And they grimace when they look at the stock cars of North America going
And yet
wheel
you
to
have
wheel,
this
banging
going
each
on.
other outside and all like
Yeah.
that.
These
But I
Cars
could
aren't
not.
made to bang each
They're
other.
not.
like
No.
that.
It's not about that. It's about the context of battling outside the
Exactly.
racing line
Exactly.
to a degree. To a
this,
degree.
this is
you know?
better for everyone.
Exactly.
It's better for everyone.
I'm a big fan of this. Huge fan of this move.
Thank you. Thank
My,
you.
my question to you would be,
Yes.
fine, you introduce a rule in which you can't go off the track.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when inevitably a driver goes off the track,
Yeah.
what's the penalty?
5-second penalty.
Every time?
I wouldn't say every time.
You get leeway?
But they already have
Okay.
that now.
So they
then.
already have, that's exactly what you have now. You can't go off the track. If you go off the track, you get a
You can
warning.
have 4 tires
You
off,
get-
can't you?
I think. Yeah.
No. So you want no tires off?
Yes.
Okay, because now it's if you have all 4 tires off, then you get a warning. You get 2 chances, no,
Yeah.
3 chances
Well,
and a
no,
warning.
my-
and
my-
penalty.
my rule
Max
would be-
is still good because he has his
a
tires on the line.
sliver
See,
of the tire
that
on the
should
blue
still
line.
be out.
Yeah.
If you have any tires out, you should get a 5-second penalty.
Interesting.
I think
Interesting.
that would just cause more penalties.
Well, of
I
course.
think at the end of the race, you'd have to be doing math. Like, okay, so Max got a 5-second
Carry the
penalty here.
fives,
Yeah,
dude.
carry the 5, carry the 1. And, like, Lando got, like, 10 here, and then, like, okay, so, like, that equals out.
I
It's
think in
like,
the beginning it would be like that, but I think after
Not
a
a
while,
fan, Jason?
I think it'd be
I
better.
think, I gotta agree with you. After a while, I think
Yeah.
it would remove the track limits.
Yeah.
I think we
Make
also just have
drivers
to think,
less aggressive.
Probably.
oh, yeah. It removes
It's
the
worth a
Max
chance,
Verstappens of the
though.
world.
I think it's definitely worth a chance, maybe.
yeah.
Potentially.
All
My turn?
Yes.
All right. Let's see what we're cooking over here. Now, kind of in similarity with taking a little bit of a NASCAR approach. We
I
were
like
talking
it.
about. You and I were
like it.
connected there.
Yes.
My rule that I would like to change is it involves the sprint weekend. So only sprint weekends natively. Now we know how the cars normally start in their little, the starting grid. It's lights out and away you go. There's no rolling start. Sprint races in particular, I want to get rid of the standing start. I want a rolling start.
I do like that.
I want
2 by 2?
I want to make the sprint weekend a little bit more interesting. I want it to make it a little bit more unique. I want to give it more of a practical impression on the
Jason says
crowd,
no.
if that makes sense. So I want the rolling start 2 by 2 if possible.
Yes.
Would be awesome.
Yes.
And in particular, I just want to see them, if it has to be single file, that's no problem. I think it also is economic for the teams because, for example, we see so many, if and when there is a caution, it's that first corner. A lot of the time. A lot of the time.
Yeah.
And God
Absolutely.
forbid it happens on a sprint weekend, then your main car is busted up before the main race, blah, 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 blah. Get them rolling to start. It cancels out a lot of weaknesses in terms of that first corner incident from happening. And also, I don't know, it just adds a little bit more pizzazz. Adds something new.
So
to the
you want to
concept.
take away the #1 reason why people watch lap 1? Like,
No,
have you
no, I
seen an
don't.
IndyCar
My
race?
parents stay up in Dubai to watch lap 1 and then go to sleep.
They're going to have that on Sunday. Yeah. Saturday.
Okay, I see your point.
Did Mohammed Ben Sulayem send you here, the president of FIA, to
Listen.
make less accidents? Like,
If, you know,
this is
That
probably
was
the
I,
most
I don't have the
exciting
connections
start.
to make that happen, but Mohammed, call me.
You know my number.
I think it would be a
Yeah.
great change.
I like this.
I'm a big fan.
I do
I
not
also,
like it.
I
I like
also
this.
think we should
Taking the
bring in
fun.
double wide starts for every
But, no,
start.
but that's the thing. What if the start,
They are-
if it was a rolling start, but they were double wide?
I'm saying
What about
restarts
that?
too.
That
Restarts
stays
should also be
essentially the
double
same,
wide.
but it's a new little. I understand you can almost say
No,
like
it's
a
more
gimmick,
difficult.
but
Yeah.
It's more difficult. Like, I've never seen an IndyCar driver lose 6 spots on a start straight.
Jason.
Here, you can.
imagine coming around the corner at like, I don't know, we could say Abu Dhabi, something like that, and you have a double wide coming in full speed when the green flag comes
Oh,
across the
I
line,
love
and you're
it.
going into turn 1. At least a guy right in front of you, if not 20 feet away, to the right of you and behind you.
I see an IndyCar weekend.
You're
week
saying
out.
the first corner is not going to be interesting?
No,
We should-
just see what IndyCar happens.
know.
It doesn't
we
happen
should also.
like that.
I think we should have restart zones too. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Restart zones? Well, that's kind of what I was kind of
Okay,
playing
so
into. Yeah,
so
yeah.
you're just turning F1 to NASCAR.
Yep.
Got it.
NASCAR,
So
we've
we're
been
not
over
going to do
this.
that.
Make them have a big block V8, okay? I want to see.
Bring it back to the old
You know,
days.
I want to see
No.
all sorts of things.
Veto.
I want it to be
Veto.
Make
Double
F1
wide.
NASCAR.
We need
My-
the brain back here. Like,
Yeah,
whoa.
let's bring
The
it back
brain.
to F1. My F1 rule change, like I want to preface this by saying that a lot of times in the last several years, we've had a lot of like races either end under a safety car or just have that whole Abu Dhabi 2021, which we don't want to happen again. So my idea is if there is a caution of any kind, if there's an incident in the last 5 laps of the race, automatically red flagged, we restart again, no tire changes, and we restart on a rolling start.
So
NASCAR,
I was
you
gonna say
have
another
that.
NASCAR rule.
Make F1 NASCAR, baby.
That's a
Come
NASCAR
on
rule.
now.
Is that a NASCAR thing?
Yeah,
Nobody
absolutely.
likes it in
Yeah,
NASCAR.
overtime.
Okay, but no overtime.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It
We're not
kinda
doing
is.
overtime. What we're doing is
You're stopping the race and then you're
eliminating
restarting it with like 5 laps to go.
ending off
It's the
on a
same
safety
thing.
car,
Yeah.
or having an Abu Dhabi 2021 situation where you have to like speed up to try and get things done.
The
Okay.
only difference is that you're having a red flag. Other than that, it's the
Well,
same
but the
thing.
red flag, so wait, so the car's going to come down pit road or no?
Yes, they're
they
going to
are.
stop in the pits.
Okay.
They're not allowed to make any changes to the cars at all.
changes.
It's just to give time for the marshals to clear whatever accident happened,
Okay.
and then we go back on the track and restart again.
Standing
really-
start, restart.
That's a
No,
standard
roll
NASCAR
start.
restart.
I was going to say, I really hate to be that guy, but that is exactly how NASCAR does it. Maybe, what if you mix it up? What if instead of the rolling start, it is a standing start? What
See,
about that?
when I was talking to my dad about this, my dad's
Yeah.
like, why not doing the standing start? My
Yeah.
argument is you're going to be on old tires.
True, make
Yeah.
it more interesting.
Unless you have
It's
a
just
pace
going
lap
to cause
again.
another red
Mr.
flag.
Rolling Start here is saying standing start is better.
It's
So
a completely
you
different
gotta listen
circumstance.
to it.
There's levels to it.
Blasphemy.
Levels to it.
As much as I would love for some of these rules to go into place or not go into place, because
Put us in charge.
no, do not put us in charge, please. I think it's time for us to move on. None of these, thank God, are going into place.
Yes.
Except
This
for the lollipop
season-
was good.
Yes.
Super exciting. 7 different, like we talked about earlier, 7 different race winners. Qualifying ending with 2 drivers on like exactly the same time.
Yep.
A lot of things, a lot of interesting stats. So we are going to guess the driver based on the stats.
I like
Only
this.
2024
Yes.
drivers.
I may
Yes.
struggle, but I'm very excited for this.
I have hints prepared.
You have hints?
All right.
Ooh.
Hello.
This driver has traveled over 50 times the circumference of the Earth just during his F1 career.
I feel like that's got to be Danny Rick.
50 times?
I mean, the way that dude parties, I mean,
No, there's multiple F1 drivers that could fit this
Yeah, I was gonna
category.
say,
Or
I
is there
feel like-
only one?
There's only one that has exactly 50.
So
Actually-
There's others
Oh, exactly.
that are, no. There's
Oh,
others that are
okay.
like right under it, but no one has hit this.
here's the thing I'll ask too. Is that
Hamilton?
cutoff accurate? Is that accurate?
No, it is not. That is
Okay.
a random man.
I was going to say.
It has to be Fernando Alonso.
That could
Is
be
it
a
Alonso
two.
or
It
Hamilton?
has to be. Fernando,
And Fernando took a break, though, in between those years, and Hamilton didn't. Hamilton's been racing since 08.
Alonso's been in more races.
It's true.
400th race this weekend.
I'm ready to go Lewis.
I'm going with the Spaniard.
Is this the only hint we get? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'd go Lewis at
Lewis?
this point. Yeah. So I'm going Lewis.
Alonso.
Alonso.
Who are you going for?
I know the answer. I'm not
Oh,
going for
man.
anyone. I wrote
Ah,
the
whatever.
script.
I'm going to go with Fernando then.
Well, you would
Fernando
be correct.
Alonso.
It is Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, excellent.
All right. Next up, this driver has outqualified his teammate 13 times this season. I will preface
Oh,
by saying
this is an easy
the number
one.
is exact. I will preface by saying it's not who you would expect.
Oh, it's not Max Verstappen. Okay.
No, it is not Max Verstappen.
right.
Max is
Well,
outqualified Checo
it's probably, I was
Alonso
going to say,
13.
yeah, it's more than 13.
Oh, wait.
It is exactly
Wait,
13. It's not 13 or
Exactly
more.
13.
Fernando Alonso.
No, it is not.
No, that's more. It's definitely more.
It's definitely. Oh, it's more than 30. Oh, you said it's exact. Okay.
It's exactly
Exact.
13.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll give you that. There's no double names. So
Hulkenberg?
Yeah, okay.
I'm not giving you the answer. Is
That's
that your guess?
actually not bad. That's not bad.
Is that your
think?
guess?
That is a pretty
I want to
good
get the
guess.
Haas fanatic over here. What
It
do you
could-
think?
That's a pretty good guess.
I would.
Hulkenberg is better qualifier than Magnussen.
Yeah, but is Magnussen...
No, you know what? There was a
Magnussen's
stat
okay. He has a pole
recently
position.
Yeah.
that Charles has beaten Carlos like every time the past 12 sessions.
So it's definitely not any of the Ferrari drivers.
No, I don't think so. I
Nope.
don't think it's a Ferrari
I
driver.
They're
think
too
it's
close.
Haas or Alpine.
Yeah, I would.
I don't think it's Alpine.
Yeah, I like your guess. I like
They
your
are
guess.
kind of toss and turn, though. One week Ocon will do okay, and then the next week Pierre will do
That's
okay.
what I'm saying.
I'd go Nico.
Nico Hulkenberg.
All right, yeah, Hulkenberg.
Let's go Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not Nico Hulkenberg.
no.
It is George Russell.
Oh,
Has
wow.
outqualified.
Tier 1 driver.
Has
George
outqualified
Russell.
Lewis Hamilton 13 to 5.
Equal
didn't even consider it.
machinery.
I totally forgot about Lewis Hamilton.
I told
for
you
a
it was
second
not
there.
who you'd expect.
Yeah, we didn't even
Yeah.
consider
Oh.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Dang.
All right, last one. This driver finished the race ahead of his teammate 9 times and behind his teammate 9 times?
Huh. I can see this being Lando Norris, honestly.
Let me know if you need a hint, 'cause this one's difficult.
I could see it
Wait,
being
ahead of
Lando.
his teammate 9 times.
They have an equal finishing
Behind
record.
his teammate 9 times.
I think.
That would be Alpine. 100% has
Yeah,
I
to
was
be
gonna say because they're
Like
so
Gasly.
topsy turvy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want a
Gasly
hint?
or Ocon.
Okay, that.
What? Are they French? Yes or no?
No, they're not French.
Oh.
Bang.
The hint I will give you is think about the numbers on the board and the numbers for what round we're in.
It's
Oh.
20,
No,
right? Round 20?
Wait, is this
we're
Ricardo?
going into round 20, but this is as of round 19.
That could be it too.
Who's the driver that? Yeah, it's Ricardo. He hasn't raced the whole season, right?
But this is 18 races, so this guy only missed 1 race. So it has to be Daniel
Ricardo.
Ricciardo.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's Ricardo.
That is correct.
Yeah.
It's
I
Danny
knew it.
Rick.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
reading
I
your
would
It's
have
him or
face.
Carlos Sainz.
I would have
Carlos
accepted
Sainz
Daniel
only missed
Ricciardo
one
or
race.
Yuki Tsunoda because technically they have the same record. So I picked this because I was looking at the qualifying head-to-heads, and I was like, ain't no way Daniel Ricciardo gets replaced, but he has equal qualifying record with Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
So-
who knows wheel?
You know, Will.
this
I'm
guy.
sorry.
Yeah.
I owe you an apology.
Alpine what?
This guy
I owe you an apology.
The guy
love
with the
that.
Earnhard shirt.
as the studio claps.
The crowd goes wild.
The crowd goes mild.
Did you say mild? that was good.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That joke's all around.
We've talked a lot about what's already happened so far this season.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look into the future.
Sweet.
I'm going to have a sentence pop up on the screen, and you have to fill in the blank with your prediction.
Okay,
Or
that's
the,
awesome.
the ending.
Love it.
All right, finish the sentence. The 2024 Drivers' World Champion will be.
Max.
I was gonna say Max. That's who I got.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're torn,
It
Mr.
is
McLaren.
hard. It is hard.
The
You got
team
the
shirt
ghost here
hovers
pass.
right in your background.
Your
No.
favorite
I
driver.
know.
Lando
It's
from,
kind of fitting that
from
he
beyond
keeps
the
mentioning
grave.
Alpine and it's right behind him.
For real. It's so tough not to say Max. I hate saying it, but.
I don't
Max,
know.
no one's
It's a
going to
tough
say
deal.
Charles?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
That's that's a hop, skip, and a jump
I'm a
away.
Max Verstappen fan, so the fact that if anybody thought I was not going to say Max Verstappen, that's wild.
If you're thinking Charles, you might as well not go to the casino because those odds are about less than a percentage.
I think there's still a chance,
You're
but it's
absolutely
not going to
still a
happen.
chance.
Oh yeah.
You know what has to happen? I think I actually saw a video about this.
Oh, boy.
Max and Lando have to DNF like every race,
Okay.
almost every race, or they have to finish like 5th or 6th, and then Charles has to win almost every race.
Oh really?
Yes.
That's what it's
That's
looking
crazy.
like. Golly.
This is like trying to figure out if your team
All
can
right.
still
To
make the playoffs.
To be fair, though, it's not completely unrealistic. Ferrari's good,
Nah, yeah. I mean,
and
That's
Max
why
and
you
Lando
never
keep
know.
Coming off of
attacking
one,
each
too.
other.
You
It's
never
not going to
know.
happen.
That's why.
I think the
But it's
more
not like
realistic
0%
question,
chance.
I have a feeling this is gonna be one of the questions, is where in the constructors will they end up?
That's
Well,
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The 2024 Constructors
Oh, yeah?
World Champion.
Signed, sealed,
Will be.
delivered.
Ferrari.
McLaren. Come on.
This is where it gets torn up. I
McLaren.
think
This is,
McLaren.
this
About
is
it.
where I'm standing my ground.
I think McLaren too.
Yeah.
I think
really
Ferrari.
do.
Thank you.
Wow.
I could
Are you just
I
saying that in
fully
spite of
respect
McLaren?
it. I fully respect
No,
both
I
takes.
say that because McLaren step on their own feet, and as much as that used to be Ferrari's thing,
Yeah.
they're not doing it this year at all.
Yeah.
Yet.
Very
Yes.
consistent.
Yet.
They
Season's
are.
not over yet.
There's not an internal battle because Carlos is leaving. He still wants to make his mark, but he has his seat. It's not a great seat, but he has a seat. There's nothing there's
Yeah.
nothing left for
Wait
him to
till-
prove.
Sure.
That would
Chris
also be
Williams.
weirder
Yeah.
if a team that's already your driver is leaving and they win the constructors.
That's
that
what
just
happened in
sits weird.
2021.
Yeah.
Valtteri Bottas won the constructors with Mercedes in 2021 and
That's
just
just so
left.
weird to me.
Speaking
Speaking of which,
I was
did
gonna,
you
you're
see
gonna say
that
the same
video?
thing. Yeah, he's like, I would not be opposed to
The
going back
reason
to Mercedes.
why Red Bull's not winning the championship.
Is because of Sergio Perez.
Yeah.
I can't
And
believe we
isn't
made it
he
this far
our-
without talking about
Max literally has a ball and
it. He's
chain.
terrible. He's horrible.
Literally.
Oh yeah.
I've seen rumors that he could be every time there's a race, there's a rumor that's in his last race.
Yeah.
Especially Mexico.
I really hope Mexico really is. If he doesn't announce his retirement, I'm gonna stop being a Red Bull fan. I'm going over to Ferrari. I can't
Hey,
do it anymore.
keep it here, folks. We won't remember this now.
You're right.
I can't do it anymore. He's so terrible.
He is.
He's terrible. All right.
Huh.
Anyways, speaking of terrible, the 2024 Destructors
Is this even a
World
question?
Championship.
It's going to be the same guy, Perez.
Yeah, this is not even a question.
So, fun fact, Checo currently has $4.5 million worth of crash damage.
There you go. I will
You buy
say,
some nice things with
what if
4.5
Logan
million.
Sargent somehow came from beyond the grave? I will take this last thing.
It's like he's taking the fastest lap. He's just coming out here for the destructors.
Besides Logan, the closest to Checo is Alex with $2.4 million worth of crash.
Oh my
Crazy.
God, it's not even close.
That's Esteban Alcon's fault too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
All right. Last, but certainly not least, the 3 drivers on next week's Mexican GP podium will be.
Okay.
Any
Coach.
order?
Well, tell me your podium.
Oh,
I gotta
3,
tell
2,
you
1,
who
or 1, 2,
wins.
3.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, obviously, I gotta say Charles is gonna win, and then I'm gonna say Lando Norris in second, and we're gonna have Carlos in third because Ferrari has to win the constructors now.
Has to.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't take much. They're like 48 points behind.
what I'm
It's
saying.
one
True.
week, it's
That's what
one
I'm
bad
saying.
weekend. Like they can score a total of what 40 points in a weekend if they're 1-2 with the fastest
They're
lap.
only 50 behind.
They're only
right?
48 behind.
Oh, even
They're
better.
8 behind Red Bull. They will overtake them this weekend. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Because, like said, Checo, ball and chain.
Boom.
But yeah, it doesn't take much.
No.
It doesn't take much at all.
Nope. It doesn't.
And McLaren keeps, like knocking each other out.
We're learning, okay? We're learning.
Baby steps.
You can't claim that. You've been in the sport for longer than Red Bull has. Are we learning?
But
we
McLaren,
learning?
there's been a much longer
we
gap.
learning?
So did every
Win.
single team before Braun GP showed up. And they
Here's the
won a
thing, though.
championship and said, peace.
Peace. I'm out.
McLaren came back more recently.
Are they gonna be on the podium?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Well,
so what's
then
your
tell me
podium
where.
prediction?
Yeah, Lando's going to be one. And I'm going to say this just for the lowest. I think this could also actually happen because, again, we see it in NASCAR. But I think Lando's about to pull the same move that Max pulled on him.
I'm surprised.
He's going to pull the same move. Max is going to be crying. Lando's going to be P1, Max P2, Carlos P3.
All right,
All
not
right.
bad. I have McLaren coming back to form.
Let's go.
I got Lando and Oscar P1 and 2,
Ooh.
but I have Ferrari staying perfectly in shape. I've got Leclerc going P3. I have a strong contention that Leclerc could be P2. I
Okay.
could even say P1. I think it's a toss-up between those two teams right now. I have a lot of faith in Ferrari, which is very strange. Doesn't happen that
Yeah.
often.
Yeah, it's
We're
interesting.
checking,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's looking good.
We're checking. We're checking.
Bookies are saying.
Okay, so before I say my prediction, I have 2 questions.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Firstly, does anybody know whose seat Pato's taking for free practice? Because he's driving for McLaren.
You're saying-
Piastri?
Yeah,
Because
probably
Piastri's
Piastri's.
not going to be on the podium.
All
Because
right.
he has one less practice session than everybody else, and
All right.
he's still new-ish. of
He's
them to
younger,
race.
yeah. Yep.
Secondly, does anybody remember what I said on the podcast? Because I think it's going to be the same thing.
Well, I know Max was 1. I can tell you that much. Max
Okay,
2,
so
Max
Ma-
1, Lando
Max,
2.
No. It was Max, Charles, Lando.
Yeah, so yeah. Yep.
All right.
I remember because
So-
you probably had the most real. Well, no, I was gonna say the opposite. Non-realistic podium of
Yeah.
all of us.
Yeah.
I just like Delulu Max Verstappen fan needs
Delulu
Lando
Max Verstappen,
to
that's okay.
continue to finish behind.
You gotta
Max
support your
Verstappen.
mans. That's your boy.
Absolutely.
100%.
now.
Ride or
He
die.
absolutely is.
Oh yeah.
Well, unfortunately, that is all we have for today. More F1 content is on our podcast, shameless plug, Lights Out Latest. But as always, next week, back here for 360 Sports and all the shows.
Peace.